Here's a look at the 4 different versions of the Ford Anglia Lego has released with different Harry Potter sets over the years. And this one came out in 2002. This came out in 2010, 2018, and 2020. So I own the sets for these, except for this one actually. I put it together using spare parts, and it is mostly exactly the way it was released, but there are 2 differences. There are 2 things that are not the way they're actually supposed to be. Over here, these pieces are all supposed to be these. I just didn't have them in the right color. And also, these pieces here are supposed to be those 2 brick high slopes. But anyway, I think this is a good enough representation anyway. Also the doors, this is from a multiple of this version that I had. I just put those in because they worked, but the print is inaccurate for that set. So anyway, I could have put these pieces on to make the shape more accurate, but I chose to just go with these 1x3 slopes instead, because it's the color. But you know that it's supposed to be this shape. Now, looking at the differences, I think, in my opinion, the best ones are definitely the later ones, with the 2002 version being the worst. But for its time, I think this is actually pretty good. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's I don't think it's worse than it could have been at the time. Lego didn't have as many pieces or shapes in pieces as they do now, so this is not that bad to me, in my opinion. It's got everything it needs to have. You have space for 2 minifigures, and you can sit them side by side, which is actually better than some of these other ones, even though you can't really sit them down. You have to have them slightly loose, because as you see, these are tiles in the bottom there. So you can fit the figures in, but it's not entirely like optimal, I guess, because they just slide around inside there. Now, it does have a function where you can open up the trunk like this, and it came in a set where you pull away the window to Harry's room, because it came with the private drive house build, same as the latest version. And you have this rope element that you would just hang around a point in the window, and you just pulled it, and the window came off. And I think this trunk is actually not bad at all. This is kind of limited in space in one way, but the shape over here I think is pretty good. I think it does look pretty good for its time, with a few round shapes. Goes down here, and here you have some angles, and also here, and that's good. Basic, but there's nothing wrong with it, I think. Also, you get some slopes down here by the wheels. So yeah, enough about that one. Now this one that I put together using my spare parts. Not 100% accurate, as I said, but still, this is basically what it was in that set. And this one's taller. This is the tallest one, and at the same time, I don't think it's that good necessarily either. You have again just tiles in the floor, so the figures will be sliding around, but when they do that, they do actually fit side by side better than in the new sets. So that is a plus or a minus depending on how you view it, but I think, well, for me, I don't usually have figures in these. I'm looking at them from what I try to keep at an objective point of view, and yeah, and just evaluating this from the point of view of what's best, and how it is for kids playing. Of course, I mean, they are the ones who this was designed for. Now the trunk for this set is a bit more basic, and it's very limited in space. I think you have about a 2x2 brick space to store bags and stuff in here, compared to this one, which was, I guess, similar in size, except it's the same space but divided on a 1x4 brick space. So about the same but different, and I think it feels kind of unnecessary to have it like this. Now 2018. This one is actually my favorite when it comes to looks, because you have this front here, very sleek and nice. Same piece as used for that one. And this here, this is very nice, I think. With the trunk, is just very smooth. And you get lots of space. It's a nice build, and I think this looks better than any ones that came before. And it's useful too, because you have so much space in there. More details with this one is the angled lights here. It sticks back here like like it should in the on this Ford Anglia model. Also, you get more of an angle for the back window, I guess. Goes back there, even though, well, the window is straight, but you get this sort of idea that it leans back a bit, which you didn't really get with these other ones as much, as at least a little bit of a hint of it with this one. But anyway, this one, you can pop off the roof like that, and no tiles, but the problem is that you can't really put two figures next to each other in this space and have them sit or stand, if they have the short legs, next to each other. It doesn't really work. And also you see the steering wheel is in the middle, so also inaccurate. So I think this one is my favorite from the exterior perspective, but interior, it's actually not as good. It's actually a downgrade from the earlier models. Now this one here, the newest one, I don't understand why they did this. they changed out this piece for this one, and I don't like this angled thing that goes up. And this differently shaped curve here is not more accurate to the movie, I think. I've looked at pictures and it's supposed to be kind of leaning down more like this. It's not this curved in the front from what I can see. And also in the back here, the trunk is just not as nice looking. You have more pieces, and you see the cracks between them. And here's a chain, so you can pull off the window for the house that came with this set. And lots of space for this one too, so that's good. And the exterior is very close to the earlier version here. So yeah. Also, this came with stickers to put on these. I haven't put on the stickers. I usually don't put on stickers on my sets. But they actually do show the angle of the blue here following up like this. And I guess that is a bit more accurate. And they have these cheese slope pieces to get that angle in the back here in a way that I guess maybe is better than this. This looks like a bit clunky, maybe, but to me at least the improvement is not good enough to really justify it. Also, I forgot to mention how down by the wheels here you have a nice technique to get these cheese slopes to be upside down. They're just sitting loosely in place, actually. Just on inside, so they're stuck, but they're not actually connected to any studs on the inside. So yeah, I think they used a very similar technique for both of these two versions here. Now this one looks pretty much the same on the inside. You have the steering wheel in the middle, and yeah, it is what it is. And I think it's interesting to look at and compare these different versions. But in the end, I think my favorite is the 2018 version. I don't feel like they had to redo it. I don't feel like it was essential for that set, since, well, if you had both, you had the car and you could just combine them and reenact that scene if you want to. But either way, we got another one, and it's fine, I guess. A few things you could argue to be improvement. Other things, I think it's just a bit meh. Especially this. I feel like the front and the back, when you compare these, I see them as downgrades for sure. And yeah, those are my thoughts on these 4 different cars. And let me know what you think, if which is your favorite, if you agree with me, or if you have some other points that I haven't brought up. But yeah, I hope you found this look at these interesting, and I hope to see you another time. Goodbye.